Good morning. I hope you've had some fun these first few days as you've started to think about your legacy and how you want to make a difference. There's this huge power in spending time getting clear about what it is that wants to flow from you, through you, out to the world, out to others. And yesterday, as you began to think about who it is that you want to impact with your voice, perhaps it was a client, perhaps it was a whole communities. Either way, I'm hoping there's a clear vision of who it is and how you want to be serving. And today, we're going to go deeper into speaking your client's love language. First, I want to give you a roadmap of where we're going to be going this week. We've got a lot of exciting things in store for you this week. And this is all about a better understanding of the language that you want to be using with your clients, with your communities, with your tribes. And then we'll start to look at your own personal stories, because there's huge power in connecting when you start to share and be vulnerable with your own personal stories. And as we get clear about what stories you can share to connect with the people in your tribes, we'll start to dig into who are you at your very essence and how that matters when you're talking about creating a deeper connection and getting people to follow you, even if you're as a leadership brand, as a business owner, as a politician, wherever or however you are being called to serve. We're going to start to get clear about what you will stand for in your voice, and being seen and being heard and making the impact you desire on the world. So that's a little bit about where we're going. Before we go, I want to, before we dig into that, I want to read something that I read this morning. It's in a book called, I believe it's called Inner Engineering. Yes, Inner Engineering. It's a yogi's guide to joy. I have this all set up to read to you guys. And what I like about this is that it's, there's something about this here that I think we often play small. We make choices in our life that we don't step out and follow these bigger dreams. And so this is what this is all about. So this is the reading that I would like to read to you today. It was something that I read this morning. And it says, in fact, as we have seen, every subatomic particle in your body is responding in a limitless way to the great dance of energies that is in the cosmos. The only reason you are not experiencing the life process in all its majesty and profundity is that your current state of mental resistance. So how does our mind get in our way all the time? I think about how our mind stops us. It keeps us from moving forward on things. Your psychological structure is a stone wall. Have you ever felt that? I know I've felt it where there's been times where I've been like, I don't want to go there. I have this perception. And what we're going to do is we're going to start to break down these walls. And where did I go? Your psychological structure is a stone wall. If you are willing, every moment of your life can be a fantastic experience. Just the act of inhaling and exhaling can be a tremendous love affair. Because it is crippled by its own limited logic, which says taking responsibility for just two people already gives me a headache. If I take responsibility for the whole world, what will happen? I'll crack up. Through millions of years of evolution, nature has caged you within certain boundaries. This is the human predicament. But this imprisonment is only on the level of biology. On the level of human consciousness, you are like a bird in a cage without a door. So envision this bird with a cage without a door. What a tragic irony. It is only out of long eons of habit that you are refusing to fly free. Life has left everything open for you. Existence has not blocked anything for anyone. If you are willing and can access the whole universe, someone said, knock and it shall open. You don't even have to knock because there is no door. It is open. You just have to walk through, that's all. This is the sole purpose of the spiritual process. The life and work of every spiritual guide across history and across culture has been just this, to point out that the cage door does not exist. Whether you fly or choose to remain in the limitation of the cage, let that be a conscious choice. The possibility of ultimate freedom may seem deeply threatening to many. Yes, it is a threat, but only to your limitations. Do you want to live in a life of voluntary self-imprisonment? Limiting your responsibility is to suffocate yourself on various levels, physically, intellectually, and emotionally. Unfortunately, the stifling of life is understood by people as safety, as security. Take the case of a seed. If this seed constantly tries to save itself, a new life is impossible. The seed goes through the tremendous struggle of losing what it believes is its identity, losing its safety and integrity and becoming vulnerable, in order to grow into a many-branched leafy tree, abundant in fruit and flower. But without that vulnerability, that voluntary openness to transformation, life won't sprout. And I wanted to read that to you this morning because I love the vision of the bird, of the bird cage, and being able to step out and knowing that your door, as you are getting ready to step out, share your voice with the world and all of your essence and all of your glory, that door is right there for you. You don't have to knock, you just have to step through it. And I also want you to take that vision of the seed and think about if that seed is sprouting within you. Don't hang on to what everything looks like today. Be free to let that expand and grow. So those are two beautiful stories that I want to kick off this week with. And let's dig in and start to really uncover how you speak your client's love language. As you can see here, I brought the horses into the vision today. And as you look at this picture of these two horses, really look how they are connecting. Look how their heads are together, their noses are together, they're communicating with one another. If you've ever stopped and just watched two horses groom one another, they'll stand by each other and they'll groom on each other like this. There's connection. They get each other. They know where to scratch when one of them needs to scratch in a different place. They know where to go. And there's no spoken language, right? This is a language that is a deeper connection. And so what I want you to be really doing is getting into the minds, the hearts, the bodies of your clients and start to feel that kind of a connection. May not even need to be spoken, but we'll look for the words, we'll find the words, but you're also going deeper so that you can get this heart-to-heart kind of connection like this. So think about who it is that you serve, right? And it might be a client, it might be a community, it might be a group of people. Who is it that you serve? Because excellent leaders know exactly who it is that they serve intimately. And whether you serve people through your business, through the causes that you support, through the wisdom that you share, you need to understand that tribe that you serve. And I believe that you can go deeper to intimately know their urgent wants and needs. So what is it's right at the surface that you can help them solve, making it easier to really connect the dots with how your products, your services, your voice can help them, can take away their pain, can open up their world, can create new possibilities. Those are the sorts of things that you're doing. And when you do this, you create ways of sharing your voice that connects. So if you're a business owner, you're creating offers, you're creating something that people want now because they have no doubt that you'll help them get to what they desire. If you're a politician and you're putting your voice out into the world, people are saying, yes, I need this and I want to support this cause. So you're drawing people to you. The people make our world go round, and that's why we're starting where we're starting. So who do you serve with your voice? In your business? In your community? I know you already started to envision this person yesterday. Just keep looking at this community. This is going to be your niche, if you will. This is your niche that you serve. And if you want to make the impact you deserve, you've got to have clarity around the people in your tribe. and likely know these people really, really well. But it's time to climb deeper into your ideal client's mind. And I'm going to keep using client just because that's a simple term, but apply this to your tribe of people. And right now, I want you to stop this, and I want you to take 3 minutes and list all of the words that come up for you as you describe your ideal client. And we're not talking about an average client. I want you to know that. This is about your ideal dream client, or perhaps the events that your clients are currently serving, or perhaps it's the event your clients are currently serving. Think huge, think big, think your ideal client, think perfect. This is a very important place from which to begin. So close your eyes for a moment and think about your business purpose. Think about your purpose in life. Think about how it makes you feel when you are on target, serving the people you love to serve. From this place, start to see what your ideal clients look like, feel like, move like, talk like. What do you see? Name this niche of people that you're going to be serving, this unique group of people that your voice is going to help. Put a name to this niche. And you may be experiencing many choices when you start thinking, yeah, I'd like to serve this niche over here, and I'd like to serve this niche over there. I'm going to ask you to choose a niche for the purpose of our next, so many days that we're going to be spending together. I think we probably have 16, 17 days left together. And as we think about that niche of people that you want to serve, that you want to connect with, let me talk a little bit about why it's so important. Because if we are too broad, people don't hear us. They don't identify with us. But if you get into the minds of the clients that you really want to be working with, the people you really want to make an impact on, then you can start to, it's a different connection. It's that horse level connection that I was showing you at the beginning. And I can tell you that even as a business owner, there was a time where I really wanted a very broad spectrum of who I helped. And I wanted to be a consultant, I wanted to be a coach, and I could be a coach in any kind of thing that you wanted me to be a coach in. And what happened is every single time I had a conversation with somebody, my voice would change, my story would change, and something new would come up. And so what I want you to really think about is, who is that person? What's the group of people that you want to? And let's start to name that niche of people that you're going to work with. When I was in that space of talking too many different stories, too many different people, too many groups of this is what you might need, I wasn't attracting the people to me that I wanted to attract to me. I wasn't building my tribe. But as soon as I started to hone that in and get really clear, I'm helping women. I am helping women explore and discover who they are at their very essence, their passions, and get those out into the world, and then go share their voice around those passions. That's where my business took off, because I was communicating in a way that connected and brought people to me. And that's always an evolution. It's not something that's a static thing, but it's always evolving, always growing. So know that. And even your niche is going to evolve and grow. But so to start with, it's not something that you have to look, it's not like you're going to marry that niche for the rest of your life. It's where you're starting at right now. This is a starting point, and I want you to really think about this. So let's get into what makes a great niche and how you might narrow it down. If you have more than one niche that you're considering, I want you to look at these different questions here and see if this helps you out a little bit. First of all, a good niche is a niche that you have a huge amount of passion for. So, for example, I have a huge amount of passion for helping women get out and do what they're meant to do in the world. That means a lot to me. I get excited about it. That's why I do what I do. It's my driving force underneath of it. So if you're looking at your niche, test it. Do you have a huge passion for it? If you're looking at two different niches, consider, which one do I have more passion for? Which one drives me the most? Which one gets me out of bed, excited and ready for the day? The second thing here that it should be is a connection. Do you have experiences and network? So, for me, it was a very natural evolution to help women go out and share their voice because I had done it. I had done this for a long period in my career. I also had gone through my own journey of trying to figure out what it is I want to be doing in the world and how to take that out. I had to figure that out. I had to go through that journey. I didn't know how to do that. And now that I know how to do that, I can share and help other people do that. So I have great connections. I had great experiences. I had a network. I have an amazing network of women who are wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard. And there needs to be a reason for needing you in an urgent way now. So, and that's especially for those of you who are a business owner. If somebody doesn't need you urgently, then it's not likely they're going to write that check for you. I've heard people say, happiness is not something that people are going to hire a coach for. It's got to be a bigger something. It's got to be that, what's that driving need within that person in your community that you can help them with, that they're going to be willing to work with you on. And this is a really important one, and we'll go on this here in just a moment in a little bit more detail, but you have to be able to find the group of people. If the people aren't out there for you to find, then something is going to get, it's just not going to, you're not going to be able to reach your community. You're not going to find, even though if you have the greatest messaging, if you don't know where they hang out, there's not a connect there for you. What it should not be is too broad. So like me in my early business, when I wanted to be a consultant and coach, it was way too broad, and I wanted to serve anyone and everyone. And it needs to be a niche where they are not too broke that they have no way to pay you. And, for those of you who are working in community things, you may have to have a second niche that brings the dollars in to help the communities you're going to serve. So just know that, if you're into serving a community, you may have two niches. One's the niche that you serve. One is the niche that you are bringing onto your tribe to help your cause succeed. And then, and if they don't have an urgent need, then that's another clue that it may not be a good niche for you. So take a look at that. And I know, there was a few questions around what's a great niche and what's not a great niche. And hopefully this is helpful, but we can certainly go deeper onto the Facebook group if you want to have more conversations on that. So once you have your niche identified, I want you to really start looking at these kinds of questions. And you might just stop this again and just spend a little time. What keeps them awake at night? What makes them smile? What are their urgent wants and needs? What makes them cry? Where do they live? How much do they gross? What do they drive? What do they eat? What do they smell like? It's those sorts of things. What do they have value in? How do they want to make a difference in the world? So get in the mindset of your client. Really put their hats on and understand what drives them on a day-to-day basis. And then, of course, there's the $640,000 question. Where do you find these dream clients? Because you have to be able to find them. So are there groups, are there communities where you can find them? Are there online communities? Where is it that you can make that connection to them? Because that's a really critical thing. And now look at the list that you just created about all the clients that all the things about your clients that you wrote down. And circle the items that are your clients' most urgent wants and needs. What's their driving factor? And it's important to know this is where they are, this is where they want to be. And I'm going to give you a tool here in a more that can really help you get through that. Let's take a look at it. This is a tool that I'm going to put on the Facebook group, and you can download it. And it's my 3-column activity that I use for all of my clients when they're trying to figure out how to connect with a group of people. And you're going to see in the first column are the problems and the issues that they face. And then you're going to go to the, in the second column is the emotions that they feel around that pain. So, for example, let me give you a couple examples. So I'm ready to create change in my life. I just don't know how to get there. It might be a pain that a potential client of yours might have. And the emotions that they might feel might be, I'm stuck. I don't know how to, I don't know how to move forward. I just don't even know what it is that I want. I'm lost. And then how is it they want to feel? They want to feel this passion. They want to feel like they're making a difference. Those are ways. So you're going to fill this out for your clients. And you're going to spend some time on thinking of as many problems and issues as you can think of. And then what are the emotions associated with that? And then how do they want to feel? And so spend some time with that. And, and the example that I was just giving to you, they might want to feel zest for life. They might want to feel energized and empowered. They might want to do work that they love and that's really meaningful. So think about your own groups and complete this. And I can tell you how I use this document. It's really, if you do this document in full, with a lot of intention behind it, even go out and have conversations. And I know I asked you to go out and start having conversations with people just yesterday. Capture from those conversations, what problems and issues did you hear in those conversations? What emotions were they saying? And how do they want to feel? When you start to have these kinds of conversations and capture it, you start to get into the mindset, the heart set of your clients, and you start to use language that is true and attuned to them. So this is a really good exercise. And I can tell you, I've done these sorts of things, and I've even brought in some survey, like you can go out and you can survey people on Facebook, you can survey people, through email and through SurveyMonkey. And the words that you can start to get back is going to give you so much valuable fodder for you to be able to describe what you do, how you do it, how you help people through in a way that connects to them, just like those horses did in that very early picture. So this is an invaluable tool. Once I create this, I keep this very readily available for myself so that I can always go back to it and go deeper with that. So take some time today. That's going to be your active action for today, is to create this spreadsheet for yourself, for your clients, and this is about a matter of clarity and owning your awesomeness as you get real with who it is that you're going to be spending your time with. This is how you speak your clients' love language. You become a chief research officer for your ideal client that you want to be helping. You use your intuition and you use your experience. You use your data and you use your desires. And this is the magic sauce that starts to help set up how you're going to message yourself out to your target audience, and how you're going to really start to get your voice out there in a way that connects with people. So with that, I'm going to close for today, and have fun with this. Pull out that picture of your client that you had yesterday that you put into your journal, and just really get into their minds. What is it that keeps them awake at night? How do they feel about it emotionally? And how do they want to feel? Huge power in this, guys. So till tomorrow. See you later. Bye.